In this week's video, I'm going to finish my workbench, improve our office setup, and provide better lighting for our seed starts.
So the issue is all these boards are twisted, so it does not lay flat. Moment of truth. It sits fairly level. A little off.
I'm using 3/4 inch plywood, and I decided to do 2 separate sheets just because that's what I had on hand. For the next layer, I'm going to make it a solid sheet. Probably add another piece of 3/4. I'm trying to figure out how to attach these legs. I'm not liking how it's working so far, but I will eventually cut out some notches and add a third piece to the legs. I cut the additional pieces off camera and then screwed it all together. I didn't film any of that. Now I'm just getting them roughly set in place and not completely secured. Doing some quick measures for the support stretchers. Wishing I had a pocket hole clamp. The C-clamp's not working, decided to just barehand it and hold it, and that seemed to work fairly well.
It's gonna be pretty dang functional, I think. I'll put on some wheels now, or the casters, and then we'll see how it rolls around. Still need to put another layer on top and then build the frame that goes over the top of it for the electronics workbench. That will be a little bit of a challenge, but it'll be fun.
These casters come with a handy little template. Makes applying these mounts easier. I'm putting these brackets on upside down. I don't realize it for a little bit, but you'll see shortly. My mistake.
All right, got the wheels all on. Screwed up on these ones initially, but I got them right on both sides. I mean, this thing just moves with barely. I mean, it rotates. This is gonna be nice. So very happy with it. It's working out. It's gonna help me complete a couple other projects, and then I can totally finish this in the near future as well. Just clean up the shop a little bit. Much more organized. Lots of still move things around. We have this small workbench. I was gonna take it apart, but I'm gonna leave it. Everything is on wheels. Straighten this up. There's still a lot that needs to be straightened up. We got the tools hanging on the wall, and then this is the workbench that I had just finished, and it rolls around really easy. I'm gonna put another top on there and make it double layer thick. I don't know if I'm gonna build the electronics, another top for the electronics station. I might just double up and then make an attachment, like a backboard attachment with more electronics type stuff. You know, yeah, wiring and things, multimeter, crimps, wire strippers, things like that. But overall, I mean, it's my clamp rack, and I have to move stuff around to get to the miter saw, which is hiding back there. That planer is on wheels as well, so they can move it around. I'm gonna have to find a place for this wood chipper, not in the garage, and then the vacuums all around. But for now, I think it's gonna function a lot better than it has been. It's gonna give me a couple workspaces to get more projects done. And if I need to get another source of power out here so I don't trip the breaker, and I can actually add some dust collection or run the vacuum and the saws at the same time without tripping the breaker. But for now, I think I'm in a good spot. I have all the lights on, decent lighting from Harbor Freight, and only have 2 of the 4 on. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm setting my computer and connecting everything to the internet, trying to hardwire in my computer. And one thing I've found that is really helpful for hardwiring, a lot of houses, you don't have just Ethernet ports in every room. I have a lot of coax ports. So there's a device right here called the Mocha adapter, and it actually will take the coax signal and turn it into an audio signal. It's, what is it called? It's like a multimedia over coax alliance, I think is what Mocha stands for. This device is very handy. So what I have done previously, probably about 5 months ago when I found out about this, I was moving my wireless router from a room that's on one end of the house into a more central location into our like communication style box. It's just a small box in the wall in the laundry room. And in order to do that, we have the wireless router in there, but I also wanted to hardwire some things in, and there aren't enough Ethernet ports. So I found this device, the Mocha device, and you hardwire the coaxial in there, and then use the Ethernet, and I connected to a switch because I was trying to use other Ethernet ports that are in the house, but it didn't work out so well. But either way, you connect this into all the coax in the house. So then if you look down back here, there's some coax down there. So now that has internet coming out of it. So I have a box in the central command, just like this, that's connected to the main coax, and then it's coming out of the wall, and then you connect into your box. You need a second box for that, a second Mocha adapter, and then you use the Ethernet port to connect into your computer, and you have good solid internet without any interruption. I found it's been better than the wireless, and I've found it's been better than actually the Ethernet cables that I've had in my living room. And so I did hardwire up my living room TV as well with one of these, and that's been going for about 5 months. That's worked great. So I'm going to do the same thing here for the computer that I'm setting up. But I felt like this would be beneficial to somebody because I didn't know it existed until recently. All right, this Mocha adapter is up and running well. I had an issue, so the coax connector and cable coming out of the wall right where the desks are, which I was planning on using, the cable is bad. I've tested it. I took out the actual wall connector, the male connector from the wall plate, and connected the cable itself, and it still didn't work. So I had to run a long coax cable from another room into here, and it works great. So now I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the wall and make it a more permanent cable. Also, it's running a little bit slower with the upload speed, and I found out that I'm gonna need a new coax splitter from the main box. I guess it's 1,000 megahertz, and it needs to be like 1,675. So that's going to be another task that I need to perform, but otherwise it is running well. All right, don't judge me for my mess in here. I need to clean this all up. This is what I was talking about earlier. So this is my router that's coming in. Obviously, it goes out into the switch here, and from the switch, I did connect these Ethernet cables that are supposed to go, throughout the house. But I found they run a little bit slower. So then I have this orange cable coming around and tied into the Mocha adapter, which is then tied into the splitter. And this splitter here it's upside down, but it's only 1,000 megahertz, and it needs to be 1650. So it's an older splitter, so I think that's why my upload speeds are a little bit slow. They're less than 10. So I'm going to try to look this up and just switch out the splitter, and maybe that will also help to get that connection itself in the office, so I don't have to replace or drill a hole in the wall. But that's kind of the setup. I will get this buttoned up and show you guys. It looks like kind of like garbage, but that's what I'm up to. Panel still looks like a mess, but I did change out this splitter here. Things seem to be running fine. I realized that it was not actually the coax cable in the office that was causing the issues. It is the fact that these connectors, 3 of them, don't have an actual connection. So it's not that the cable is bad, it's that it's not actually hooked up. Only 3 of the ports are hooked up, and that was the cause for it. So I'm still just gonna drill a hole in the wall for the cable in the other room versus putting another connector on, because things are running fine with this new splitter here. But just want to give an update and let you know that my thought process before was off and incorrect, so I want to make sure that got corrected. I'm in the process of getting my seat started, and I don't particularly like this purple light, the UV light for some of these. So I bought a new light up here. I'm hoping this will be a little bit better. It has more of the spectrum, so to speak. Some of the stuff is just starting to sprout, but I'm gonna try to hang this over here just to provide a little light for these seeds, as these are my tomatoes and peppers, and they're the ones that I really want to grow and do well, because those are things that I enjoy to eat all the time. So I'm just gonna kind of go through, not really explain what I'm doing, but just show the project that I'm doing today, and I'm gonna move on to some other projects as well later. Originally, this came with a metal bar that goes straight across here, and it was a greenhouse tent that went over it. I told myself, oh, I'm never gonna use this greenhouse tent again. So I took this and I used the piece of metal for something else. And now I'm wishing that I had the rest of that piece of metal so I could have something to hang this light from. I don't, so I'm gonna have to try to get a little bit creative. Got another idea. Be right back. Let me show you what I'm working with here, so maybe it makes a little more sense. There's just a small hole in the top. First of all, I had these hooks right here from my pegboard in the garage. They're too wide. I could drill it down a little bit to fit these in there. I just think I could stick it in like so and hang it from there, but it's a little bit too wide. So I got a little nail also. So this guy here that I was thinking of bending, and then I could just, once it goes in straight like this, and then it could just, kind of the wire could hold on to this and string across the other side. But I have these ridiculously long drywall screws that I took out of something the other week, and they fit in here as well. And if I can screw these in, I think that might give me a better fit. So we'll see about this. I wish they were a little bit shorter, but they'll still work. The metal's cheap enough where it's actually poking through the other side, and that's a good snug fit. Not the most aesthetically pleasing, but this wire is all from like chicken wire that I bought. I think it will probably work. Wow, that is a bright one. I think that will work well for now. Pretty simple. Didn't take too long. I don't like that this is a little bit crooked, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. But you can see, so there's the temporary beans, and they're starting to grow. I had them outside, and then those spider mites got them, so I'm just gonna try them inside. But we have sweet pepper, bell pepper, jalapenos, a few different types of tomatoes. Hopefully they can germinate in here and get growing so I can plant them out soon. On the bottom here, and this is that purple light that I don't like nearly as much, but it has some, might be hard to see with that light, but in the back here, there is some flowers. So that is the zinnia, and then back here, that one there is an Armenian cucumber. Those also getting destroyed by the spider mites, and it's probably pretty difficult to see as well. Let me try to pull this out. I really don't like these purple lights, but there's some little, what's called purslane that's starting to grow. You can't really see it. Some of the, let's see, some thymes popping up, so that's good. All right, that's it going on. This is, honestly, I want to buy a new shelf, but I already have this shelf. So we're going to use it for now. And then as I progress in the gardening venue, then I'll increase the seed starting size, and I'll try to really be on top and do monthly plantings. This is just one of the tasks that I really would like to improve on. I want to provide some good food for myself, my wife, and then friends and family as well, if we have enough surplus. And even if we don't, I still would like to share it. So I think it's a good thing to share, especially when put a lot of effort into it and it's good, healthy stuff. We have enough junk in our life that these healthy foods are important to get out there and help others. All right, that's this for now. Wanted to give a quick update on how the seeds are doing. This is a couple weeks after they were planted, but these beans are doing well. I actually need to get them out in the garden bed because they're overtaking this area and growing above the actual light. But we have sweet peppers growing, bell peppers are sprouting up, jalapenos, I have 2 rows of those. Those seem to be doing well. I have 3 different types of tomatoes. They're happy. Probably need to start getting these in different pots and then thinning out a couple that have pears. I've thinned them out, that were the ones that had 3 in the small pot, but I probably need to thin them down to 1 here real soon. On the next shelf with that red light, which I still don't like, the only thing that's really doing okay in here is this basil. It's kind of hard to see with that lighting. There's a tiny bit of thyme that's happy. And then these, it's Malabar spinach, not a true spinach, but it does well in the heat here. So that's starting to grow well. These Armenian cucumbers are a little leggy, as I guess you say, but I'm hoping I need to get those out in the actual garden bed here pretty soon. And then I have some zinnias that are doing well, that are starting to do well, but I need to uppot those as well. But there's a quick update.